What's up, Facebook? Good morning. What would Jesus say? I don't want to rise to the music, of course. But we should already know where we're going with this here. I want to give you life more abundantly. Fear not, little flock. Oh, yeah. What's everybody got going on this morning? Let's go on and cover Isaiah 54, and then we're going to read Matthew 12, 25 through 42, and then some other couple of things on there. Again, fear not, little flock. So let's get into what we need to get into real quick, because we don't want nobody to be afraid about anything, do we? Of course not. But what we're doing is we're giving you a prop. We're going to show you a prop today, and we're going to line it up with the scriptures. Is what I like to do. It's a show and tell. Okay, show and tell is the game we play when we want to say we love you. Okay, so let's read the whole Isaiah 54, and then we're going to transition so you can see when you have something of this attire. And where I'm from, where I live, where the Father got me living, I can walk into Walmart like this right here. I can walk into Walmart like this right here. Are we in a new world? Am I in a world that you don't have attached to? You haven't waken up to that world that God has given. God has given some of us the world, okay? Under a new government is what he promised. So some of us has followed the laws, and we can walk around like this right here. It shows some type of authority on some type of level, doesn't it? I think it does. So then let's get into the scriptures, and we can read, and then I'll show you another prop that you should be completely aware of usually what you have a police officer. Your police officer usually have something of a high-powered rifle and a couple of other different things on him. So we're just bringing in that prop, and then we're going to read a little bit of Romans 13. So let's read 54, and we'll see if this has favor with you. Anything that you see me on right now, this is part of my inheritance. This isn't part of my inheritance. So when I walk around in the street, people know I'm about their business. They know I'm always about their business. I even got some extra little attire to go along with it, man. Look in. Look in. Look in.
Bruh.
Huh? And my son. I get everything ready, man. Everything I need. Everything I need, man. Look at all this stuff here. Look at all this stuff here, man. Now we're going to read the scriptures. We're going to bring all this stuff here to life. This part of my inheritance. So let's sing. Let's sing, because this is what it started out as. Sing, O childless woman, break out into a loud and joyful song, Jerusalem, for she who was abandoned has more blessings now than she whose husband stayed. Enlarge your home, build on additions. Spread out your home, for you will soon be bursting at the seams, and your descendants will possess the cities left behind during the exile and the rule the nations that took their lands. Fear not, you will no longer live in shame. The shame of your youth and the sorrow of widowhood will be remembered no more. For your Creator will be your husband. The Lord Almighty is his name. He is your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, the God of all the earth. For the Lord has called you back from your grief, a young wife abandoned by her husband. For a brief moment I abandoned you, but with great compassion I will take you back. In a moment of anger I'll turn my face a little while, but with everlasting love I will have pity on you, says the Lord your Redeemer. Just as in the time of Noah, I swore that I would never again permit the waters of a flood to cover the earth and destroy its life. So now I swear that I will never again pour out my anger on you, for the mountains may depart and the hills disappear, but my kindness shall not leave you. My promise of peace for you will never be broken, says the Lord, who has mercy upon you. O my afflicted people, tempest tossed and trouble, I will rebuild you a foundation of sapphires and make the walls of your houses from jewels. I will make your towers of sparkling gate and your gates and walls of shining gems. And all your citizens shall be taught by me, and their prosperity shall be great. You will live under a new government that is just and fair. Your enemies will stay far away from you. This is the prop. You will live underneath a new government that's just and fair. The government that I live under, they're just and they're fair. All the police in this little town that I live in, they're just and fair. They're just and fair. So, man, you don't have no excuse. You don't have no excuse when you're dealing with the police, because some of us have followed those actual laws, been through the trenches and all that stuff like that. So then now we can say, God put them in power. God put them in power. So I wanted to do what they was doing without judging them and people saying, oh, well, the police killing black people and the police doing this and the police doing that. And the police are always doing something. What can you do? What can you do? You can create a new image for the police to look at. So they say, okay, all black people are not the same. All black people are not the same. There's some of us that actually did the work that was required for us to do. And then now we get to sit back in the back. And then now when it's time for us to come out and show you a little bit more how much God got us, really got us. You see, in order for you to do something like this right here, you got to follow Romans 13. Man, don't get beside yourself and go out there and start doing stuff like this right here. Them people are going to shoot you down. You better have something on you that will classify you. You got to meet the requirements. Just like getting into the kingdom. There's a requirement that you got to meet to walk around like this right here. As a black man, people, you guys better wake up. God's good. God's good. Let's finish. 13, and all your citizens shall be taught by me, and their prosperity shall be great. You will live under a government that is just and fair. Your enemies will stay far away. You will live in peace. Terror shall not come near. If any nation comes to fight you, it will not be sent by me to punish you. Therefore, so when the police is a nation, when he sends them to me, or when they call, because I just had to do something that God had me to do. I had to put a dog down because the neighbor could not, love thy neighbor as yourself. But that don't mean love your neighbor's dog for what your neighbor's dog is doing. The scriptures don't say anything about any of that kind of stuff. So I could love my neighbor. And if I love my neighbor should love me enough to know to keep your dog out my yard. I got children over here. Okay. And then when you break the law, okay, then judgment is going to have to be passed on the dog. And then we'll call Romans 13 to go ahead and get one of these things right here. You got to get one of these right here. You got to get like a victim's report or something like this right here, because, you had to take something down. A kingdom divided against itself can't stand. Okay. So the dog trainer must not told him, those mathematics. Okay. A dog is a man's best friend. So if the dog is allowed to roam, the man do the same thing the dog do. The same thing the dog do, the man do it every day. And then he get mad when the dog come back and the dog got a bullet in his butt. Man, wake up. Listen here again. If any nation comes to fight you, it will not be sent by me to punish you. Therefore, it will be rerouted. For I am on your side. I'm on your side. Let's go along with the Bible scriptures now. Let's illustrate. Jesus Christ ain't playing with you people. Y'all know what 357 add up to, don't you? I hope you know what 357 add up to. That's 33. Did Jesus please him? Y'all know that, all that stuff, right? Ain't that something? 33 right on the heart. 33 on the heart. 33 on the heart. Man, listen here. Let me read you a little bit more. Therefore, it will be rerouted, for I am on your side. I have created the smith who blows the coals beneath the forge and makes the weapons of mass destruction. Do you consider this a weapon of mass destruction? This is a weapon of mass destruction, isn't it? We're going to mature in this here. We're going to mature, right, Christians? We're going to mature all the people that think, listen, don't be in fear. That's why in 54 it says it. Fear not. Are you completely armored up, people, with the word too, along with all this stuff here? See, if you got the word, then you can use all this stuff to back up the word. This stuff here, this back up the word right here. Because he says it right here. I have created the smith who blows the coals beneath the forge and makes the weapons of mass destruction. And I have created the armies that destroy. That's mature. But in that coming day, no weapon turned against you shall succeed, and you will have justice against every courtroom lie. Because you're going around telling everybody that Jesus said, don't pay your tax, and Jesus said, don't do this, and Jesus said, no. No, Jesus ain't say nothing like that. That's that Barabbas Jesus, the one that y'all let go. That's the one. It's like, why in the world would Christ come here and try to take down the damn government? I mean, you people better really wake up. Why would Jesus Christ come back here? He gonna need the government. He gonna need the government. You see, the Father put the government in charge. So Jesus Christ is going to realize what he needs the government for. And they're going to have to clear him. And then now you become one of us. That's what that means. That's what that means. So then now when you are pulled into court by all these people that want to lie on you and say all these things right here, we already classified you. We already gave you the paperwork you needed. We gave you the ID to carry around with you. We gave you everything you need. And we know you're not crazy enough to be walking around there unless you got what we gave you. Some people already know that. A mature man, he's not going to jeopardize his life and his kingdom and any of that stuff that he's built for you, man. Nah. Listen here. But in that coming day, no weapon turns against you shall succeed, and you will have justice against every courtroom lie. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. This is the blessings I have given you, says the Lord. So then certain people look at people and say, God ain't blessed you. How you figure that? How you figure God ain't blessing me? All the stereotypes that's been going on about the black man, about him being killed and all that like that all the time. I'm going to set a whole new example. A whole new example. Man, I got 5 boys. Okay? That shows you my level of passion in what I do. I got 5 boys and a girl. That shows you the passion of what I got going on down here. You see? I got to leave something for my children. Ain't that right? Something they can, stand on. What I'm going to give them, they can always build something. What I give my children, they can build something whenever they want to for what I get in. Let's read this here because you need to pay attention to this here. Matthew 12 and 25. Listen and pay attention, man. Jesus knew their thoughts and replied, a divided kingdom ends in ruin. A city or home divided against itself cannot stand. And if Satan is casting out Satan, he is fighting himself and destroying his own kingdom. And if, as you claim, I am casting out demons by invoking the power of Satan, then what powers do your own people use when they cast them out? ? Let them answer your accusations. But if I am casting out demons by the Spirit of God, then the kingdom of God has arrived among you. You see? One cannot rob Satan without first binding Satan. Only then can his demons be cast out. Anyone who isn't helping me is harming me. Anyone that's not helping me, they harming me. And when you harming me, you like that dog coming in my yard. And you've been warned and warned and warned and warned over and over again. But you can't seem to get the message. So then God brings the chaos. And then now you're going to have to figure out a way to restore some order to your own situation because you play with God so much. Man, you ain't got these kind of bullets here. You ain't got the gun in the physical. You ain't got the gun in the spiritual either. You ain't got no gun. In order to use me, you need a CWP permit from the Father. I'm a concealed weapon. I'm like a weapon of mass destruction. Literally. Listen here, this song coming on right here. The truth is so plain to see. Look here. But if I am casting out demons by the Spirit of God, then the kingdom of God has arrived among you. One cannot rob Satan's kingdom without first binding him. Only then can his demons be cast out. Anyone who isn't helping me is harming me. The truth is so plain to see. Even blasphemy against me or any other sin can be forgiven, all except one, speaking against the Holy Spirit, shall never be forgiven either in this world or the world to come. 33. 33 is symbolic because we in 12 and 33, that's 333. It's 1109. It's 1109. And if you look at it, if you really look at it again, today is the 19th. So look at what we got here on 33. A tree is identified by its fruit. A tree from a selected variety produces good fruit. Poor varieties don't. You brood of snakes, how could evil men like you speak what is good and right? For a man's heart determines his speech. A good man's speech reveals the rich treasures within him. An evil-hearted man is filled with venom, and his speech reveals it. The truth is so plain to see. Let's continue. And I tell you this, that you must give account on judgment day for every idle word you speak, even the ones you use your fingers to speak for you. I don't want to leave you people out. The ones that haven't balanced the 7 seals of chakras yet is what you haven't done. So then, let's read this again. Your words now reflect your fate then. Listen to what he's saying. Your words now reflect your faith then. So what was your faith then? Now you got to go back. The truth is so plain to see. Either you will be justified by them or you will be condemned. You see, man, the truth is so plain to see. One day, some of the Jewish leaders, including some Pharisees, came to Jesus asking him to show them a miracle. But Jesus replied, only an evil, faithless nation would ask for further proof, and none will be given except what happened to Jonah the prophet. For as Jonah was in the great fish for 3 days and 3 nights, so I, the Messiah, shall be in the heart of the earth 3 days and 3 nights. The men of Nineveh shall arise against this nation at the judgment and condemn you. For when Jonah preached to them, they repented and turned to God from all their evil ways. And now one greater than Jonah is here, and you refuse to believe him. The queen of Sheba shall rise against the nation in the judgment and condemn it. For she came for distant lands to hear the wisdom of Solomon, and now one greater than Solomon is here, and you refuse to believe him. The truth is so plain to see. This is something given by wisdom. I'm going to give you that one later, and then we're going to reflect it. Something given to me by wisdom. Let's read Romans 13. Obey the government. Obey the government. God is the one who put it there. There is no government anywhere that God has not placed in power. So those who refuse to obey the laws of the land are refusing to obey God, and punishment will follow. For the policeman does not frighten people who are doing right, but those doing evil will always fear him. Listen here, man, this song here. For you and me, life is not promised. Tomorrow may never show up. For you and me, life is not promised. I ain't no perfect man. I'm trying to do the best that I can with what it is I have. I ain't no perfect man. I'm trying to do the best that I can from what it is I have. Put my heart and soul to this Bible. Huh? I hope you hear me. Where you are. Listen what he said. I mean Mississippi. Tomorrow may never come. For you and me, life is not promised. Listen, man, you better hold on. Listen here. Go ahead, man. So, listen. Don't be afraid. Watch what it says. My homie said, shine your light on the world. Shine your light for the world to see. Watch, they gonna block this now because of what it is. Shine your light on the world. Shine your light. Like, listen to this part right here. My homie said, shine your light on the world. Shine your light. Let's see what it's saying. Okay. I want black people. My homie said, shine your light on the world. Listen what it says. Shine your light for the world. Listen. See? Look around and think so. Listen here, man. So those who refuse to obey the laws of the land are refusing to obey God, and punishment will follow. For the policeman does not frighten people who are doing right, but those doing evil will always fear him. So if you don't want to be afraid, keep the laws and you will get along well. So what does that say for me? Keep the laws and you will get along fine. So then obviously if I'm walking around like this right here in public, I follow some laws. So people can't say, oh, you ain't following. Well, I follow the ones in the Bible, the ones that I was talking about, Romans. Follow Romans 13 and love thy brother as thyself. Because we already know ain't nobody can do anything else. You can't even go around and say, oh yeah, I know you don't. You don't follow. You can't even prove to me that you follow Romans 13. You can't do it. Where's your evidence? Where's your proof, man? That's facts now. Isaiah 54:14-7. That's facts in my life. That's facts. That's straight facts right there, yo. I want black people to be free. I want my people to be free. I want black people to be free. Shine your light for the world. I want black people to be free, to be free, to be free. Want my people to be free, to be free, to be free. See, you hating on the wrong energies, people, all this time. Look at that. You know, you got some white African Americans too, right? I just want to make sure everybody know that. That's all that matters to me. I don't care if they block me. Oh, okay. You put it to Let's Learn Christ? I know people get upset about these particular frequencies, but they, you know, it is what it is. We have to ride the wave when the wave comes in. All right, again, we're gonna go back to let's go back to 4. The policeman is sent by God to help you. But if you are doing something wrong, of course, you should be afraid, for he will have you punished. He is sent by God for that very purpose. Obey the laws then for 2 reasons. First, to keep from being punished, and second, just because you know you should. Pay your taxes too for these same 2 reasons. The government workers need to be paid so that they can keep on doing God's work serving you. Pay everyone wherever he ought to have. Pay your taxes and important duties gladly. Obey those over you and give honor and respect to all those to whom it is due. You see? Now I'm going to give you something from Romans 11:8. That was a wisdom scripture that we're going to reflect it. We're going to reflect it and see something. But then it was something on the 9:7 too, right?
Yes.
Okay. Romans 11 starting at 7. So this situation, most of the Jews have not found the favor of God they are looking for. A few have the ones God has picked out, but the eyes of the others have been blinded. This is what our scriptures refer to when they say that God has put them to sleep, shutting their eyes and ears so that they do not understand what we are talking about when we tell them of Christ. And so it is to this day. Now we're going to reflect that to, I want to do 9:7. Was it 9:7?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because this was on the Busta Rhymes thing. Because he said to the Hot 97. He said to the Hot 97 while we was in here. So now I pulled while that song. What was that? Put your hands where your eyes can see. That song came on, and then when Busta Rhymes said 97, it was at the time that I was doing something else. So then we went to 9:7 in the Bible of Romans, and look at here. Just the fact that they come from Abraham doesn't make them truly Abraham's children. For the scriptures say that the promise applies only to Abraham's son Isaac and Isaac's descendants. Though Abraham had other children too, this means that not all of Abraham's children are children of God, but only those who believe the promise of salvation which he made to Abraham. So just because it's put your hands where your eyes can see. I can see where your hands are, and your eyes are too. And I know how to bust a rhyme. Let's go to let's reflect that in 7:9. Let's see. This is why I felt fine, so as long as I did not understand what the law really demanded. But when I learned the truth, I realized that I had broken the law and was a sinner doomed to die. So that's a message to the rhyme. That's a message to the rhyme right there. Hot 97 on the rhyme. Man, I'll show you how to bust a rhyme now. I'll show you how to bust a rhyme. I just bust a rhyme because I'm the master MC. The master Christ on the mic. Man, I can do it all up like chop suey up on here, man. Let me tell you something, boy. The mouth is a weapon of mass destruction, but it depends on whose mouth it is. Man, you can talk all you want. All you doing is talking about stuff that already been here. Look at it, man. Listen. See you. Just like you call me Gorilla Glue, baby. You call me Gorilla Glue. I know, man. I look silly, right? I look silly like this right here, but on a police officer, he cool. It's okay for the police officer to walk around like this right here. I'm protecting my world. I'm just like a cop. I'm protecting my world. This is my world. The Father gave me my world. Okay? So when I leave outside, outside the kingdom, you never know what you run into. It'll throw you off. You'll be like, whoa, why did I walk around here like that? If you're not in the word, you won't know why I'm walking around like that. So immediately you're going to get in fear. You're going to get scared. You're going to reroute yourself. You're going to go the other way. Doesn't matter if I'm talking about Jesus or not. You're going to go the other way. Oh, he ain't no Jesus. Why not? As above, so below. I'm not supposed to have no law down here. Man, I know how to follow laws. I don't know if you know this about me yet. People follow me on Facebook and all this stuff like that. I'm like a spiritual cop, baby. I'm a spiritual cop. Manifested in the material now. You see? You got to come out even more so that people say, well, yeah, that boy there serious about his father's business. Yeah, he's real serious about his father's business. Let's learn Christ. He about his father's business. It's nothing, right, man? I'm stuck to you like glue, though. I'm stuck to you like glue. Let's learn Christ, man. That's it. Let me banner that. Let me banner that, man. Let me banner that. And this is for you snakes. Hey snakes, I see you. I see you. Oh, they got you in the picture in there. You going on the board. Look at this stuff there. Man, we're watching you. We patrolling.
Yeah, because he's watching.
Huh?
Yeah, because Yeah, because I flipped over to the
Lesson of Christ?
Yeah.
It was just 11:22 too. Man, I gotta go. You people are not. You take these scriptures and you play with them, and you're not ready. You're not fully armored. You're not fully armored at all. Completely. You don't know what the Father was talking about with that particular things. Somebody can walk up to any one of you people at any given point. You're not armored up. You don't even project power. People too scared. They're too scared to actually manifest this Bible into their life. So somebody got to do it. Somebody got to come out. Somebody got to come out, man. And who else might come out with Jesus Christ, man? This is something brand new, isn't it? It's like some old Western stuff when you really think about it. But it comes with a lot of responsibility, man. That's the thing. You know, to much is given, it's a lot of responsibility to somebody that's given these responsibilities to be doing this here. Because we're watching you. We're going to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. You walking around here with a gun on you and stuff like that. Okay, we're going to extra watch you, make sure you're following and doing what you're supposed to do. I don't have a problem with that. If I see the cops or anything, I don't have a problem. They got their job and I got my job. My job is to mind my business. That's it. I'm not no when you call 911, I ain't gonna show up at your house, man. Man, you call 911, I'm not gonna show up at your house. I guarantee you will not see me there. My father be there though, but I'm not gonna be there. I ain't got nothing to do with that kind of stuff right there, man. My father be there dealing with whatever. When the police come to you, man, the father be there. The father always gonna be there now. You just don't know the father. The police man, I might know the father. The father will always be there to make sure everything goes according to how he said it. Man, he don't need you to do his work. Man, God don't need you to do nothing for him. But protect what he gave you. And the kingdom divided against itself against them. Man, I'm not divided against you. I came here to fulfill the law. And then show it to you in your face. And then now you can say, oh. And you can get all scared, nervous. It's like, what? What's the problem? Did you know maybe I could possibly be a retired police officer for real, for real? Did anybody ever think about that? Could that possibly be it? Nobody ever thought about that because they don't think. That's not the truth. I know, in my past life I was a police officer, but not this one. I'm not no police. That ain't my job. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you call the police, you ain't gonna get me. I ain't coming to you out. You'll never hear me on the radio when they going Roger, Breaker 19. Call Jesus Christ up and tell Jesus Christ right on over here. Nah, man, I don't want like that. Never want like that. All right, I gotta go. Peace, love, and unity across my father's land. Anybody that don't know it, the father's the mother. She married God. God can do whatever he wants to do. Did you hear what I said? The father is the mother. She married God. God can do whatever he want to do. I'm just the son of God. But I'm like my father. Don't call me a mama boy. You see? It's not a big deal, man. I'm not in fear about who I am. I don't have a problem coming out and talking about me. My testimony is everybody already know my life. Anybody that's been around me, they already know. Okay? I had these things a long time ago, and they were taken away from me because somebody lied on me. They didn't lie on me. They lied on themselves. But all these things were taken away from me. Federal charges and all kinds of stuff was on my name. It's all gone. The father took all that stuff away. All that stuff. All the lying stuff about domestic violence and beating women and all that. That was all a lie. A big lie. Okay? So people, before you judge people about certain things and listen to certain people about what you think they are and what this is here and how they project themselves, you think somebody, no. You have to get to know a person before you start judging people. You really do, because you could be pushing something that was sent here to you to help you and let you know that it ain't going nowhere. Ain't no stand by you. It's not going to sit there and hold your hand or doing that stuff like that. But you have something that you can rely on. You know, the Son of God's here. Doesn't matter if you pastors don't do whatever. The Son of God here. The pastors can't do what the Son of God can do. They don't have the authority or the power to do it. You see, there's a difference. All the false Christ and all these people walking around here thinking that, no. This is where we start bringing the scriptures to life now, because it needs to line up. The scriptures need to line up with everything you're doing. It's like the props you do, all that stuff you got going on. It better line up, and then you better have a paperwork. The same thing with the Reiki, Solomon schools and stuff that I went to. I already went to school. I told people that stuff already. If I'm to be who I am, why wouldn't I know about Reiki healing? Why would I know about the Seal of Solomon and stuff like that? You don't think I went to school for that stuff? I just don't talk about it. I don't talk about anybody. Healing and all this stuff and the power that I have within inside of my hands. So I don't have to talk to nobody about that kind of stuff. You have to believe me first. Then the healing work starts. If you don't believe in me, you're never going to get healed from me, man. No. You think you're getting it, but you're not going to get it, because I know you truly don't believe me. You believe in me just enough to get energy from me, to get a little bit, some life, and then you want to go on about your business. No. I'm not even going to. You could touch the hem of my gum, you still ain't going to get it. If you touch it, and you're not mindful of what you touch, it's going to shang tsung you and draw you. Oh, yeah, she pulled them up right here anyway. This is your certificate that Jermaine Jackson successfully completed Reiki level 1, 2, and master certification, energy healing. That's this one. This is certified that Jermaine Jackson successfully completed Reiki Master Teacher Advanced Certificate course materials. This is a certification that Jermaine Jackson successfully completed the King Solomon Seals 44 Keys to Prosperity and Success. So anybody that gets it, this is how I can get you guys when you're dealing with the Solomon energy and the many wives. Is because you people, if you know anything about Solomon, you would not be doing what you're doing right now. That's it. See, that's the thing about Solomon. He, when dealing with that particular energy, he doesn't realize what's been bestowed to him by the one that's going to be greater than him. He doesn't know. He thinks he's so wise because he has a whole bunch of women around him and stuff, and it only takes one. Oh, man, it only takes one, man. This is Arrested Development. Man, this is Arrested Development right here. People every day. Oh. Ooh, man, listen up, listen. Watch what they say. They say, yeah. They say, yeah. Everyday people. Boy, you know, let me tell you something. We can really pump this up for a minute. Black people should be excited about this time. Y'all should really wake up. If you followed your history and you know about slavery and all the stuff that man went through and all the people of the time that we did for you, and now what do you think Martin Luther King is doing right now? He's smiling down. This is what they were all trying to get to. A lot of people in this world die for the black man to be able to walk around like this here without having to go through some type of school and to be a cop or to be, no. Just follow the laws, man. You ain't got to go through all that stuff that them people that work for a system. And then now they're going to envy you because now you can do the same thing that they're doing. You can walk around and protect your nation and you can leave everybody else alone. Those people, those police that wear guns and stuff, they protecting two things. They protecting the land and they protecting the land. They protecting themselves and then they protecting what God, gave them the government to protect. That's why. They have two things they have to deal with. I don't have to deal with any of that kind of stuff. All I got to do is govern what God gave me. All the rest of the world has nothing to do with me. It just sets an example for the world. And it's like I said, for a person to be doing this stuff and can walk around and live in a world that this is actually legal for a black man or anybody of any racial, can follow the laws and do the same thing. And then now you got a lot more firepower coming out your mouth. The people that usually be talking and saying, oh, no weapons formed against me and stuff like that, they can't really stand on that. God doesn't have any favor with them. When it comes to all these things, like God doesn't have favor with these people because they have fear. They're gonna get fear. They're gonna run. It's like you're gonna run from everything that comes into you. Everything that comes into you, just gonna run. How are you gonna protect your kingdom? It's like people don't know what the Bible is really talking about when they're dealing with Satan and all that stuff like that. People haven't repented yet. So then now God is not going to give them anything that they're supposed to get because they haven't repented. They haven't. And it's sad to sit here and see. It's like, yo, what's the end game to this whole thing? You want to protect, you want to lead and all this stuff like that. But what are you willing to do to be able to lead your people? You can't just be sitting on here talking a whole bunch of doctrine. The people want to see, if you was to see you in the real world, it's like, wow, that person is exactly what he said is on the outside too. He actually does. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Nobody should be in fear about it. That's it. And then you can continue to live your life and then set an example for the rest of the world to follow. It's like how you did it. God did. God did. Ooh, it's Abba Dede Mama Baba Day. She bad shalom, baby. I know. Oh, that's what he trying to say. Oh, man, you don't know anything about this kind of stuff right here, boy. Man, you don't know nobody right here. You got to know your history. You got to know where you came from. You got to know where you at, too. And don't be in a rush to go back. You can go back without going back. The mind is like a time machine, baby. What you say, boy? I said the mind is like a time machine. Go back and fix what you messed up, man. God said, go on back there and fix it. You ain't got to go nowhere. Go on back in your mind and fix what you done messed up. And you know you did. Go on, fix it. Man, I gotta go. Boy, them cheese it's supposed to be good. Mm-hmm. I got up at 4:00 this morning because I didn't know that the kids closed the oven. Mm-hmm. Because I said turn it off and just open it so it can
Yeah, we opened it.
Yeah, but then somebody must have closed it. When I got up at 4:00, it was closed. But then the pies were still a little bit warm. I said, "Wow!" So I went on and put them in the refrigerator.
They had no more toasty on top.
No, so then I put them in this morning at 4:00. So they're ready to go now. When you ever made cheesecake?
They don't.
And what if you ever
decide to?
If you ever decide to make cheesecake, it's best if you can manage to make the cheesecake. My thing is, I realized making them over time, it's best if you can hold out 2 days. Like make it, let it cool, then put it in the refrigerator for the rest of the day, and then the next day start eating. It's like, what? Yeah, you just got to be able to. But it smells so good, man. Last night it was just.
Oh, don't even.
And we made three pies last night. So then now we got 6 kids now, 5 boys. Imagine how fast these cheesecakes go. I just thought about it.
It's like, huh?
Well, we can take the little one and put it in our refrigerator in our room. I have a refrigerator in my room. That's how my mother always. You have to keep a refrigerator in your room with your parents, especially when you have kids. A lot of kids like that. It's just like you can't get mad. They can eat. They live here too, so you can't get mad when your kids are hungry. So you have to put a couple extra things back onto the side, like bread and a little extra peanut butter stuff like that.
Jelly, because they go through jelly and bread like it's Nothing.
And they don't. My kids don't drink milk, so that's not an
No.
issue with cereal. They don't have that kind of situation yet. But the other things, and you pop up with a thing of bread out of nowhere, it's like, oh yeah, bread on me. Get some bread in there. And then if we don't do that, we make bread. We make a lot of bread here. A lot of bread, people. I just went and bought. We just got 4 big things. What was that? 25-pound bags.
Yeah.
So yeah, how many bags? 1, 2, 5 25-pound bags of flour, man. That's how much bread we eat. Because you could do.
We don't just do it as a loaf of bread. We do it as.
Yeah, well, all different kinds of things. We make treats out of them.
We did as they would know it is, the Chinese donuts from the Chinese
Oh yeah,
place.
the Chinese donuts. Yeah, we make them too. I learned how to make those. And there's a lot. I like to cook, man. Do certain things like that, especially with the kids, because I like to see their reaction. What did we make? We made empanadas yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Something that's hard to find.
Yeah, something that's hard to find. So we got the empanadas, and man, the kids tore through those things like they were nothing. It's like, what? Yeah, they good, man. Even me. So it's a lot of those things that they like. Today, I don't know. Maybe I'll make. Well, they got a cheesecake. I was gonna say make some cookies or something, but I just made them cookies the other day.
Those cheesecakes.
Yeah.
You know they're gonna be gone.
Yeah, I know the cheesecake. Wait, don't we have any more of that filling?
Yeah, I still got some.
We threw the other one out, right?
What?
The mixed berry one.
Yeah, I threw it out because it was sitting in the can.
Oh. Yeah, so then we might have to go get another one of those. What was that? A strawberry one?
The strawberry gelatin.
Yeah.
They like it without the fruit in it.
I don't like it with the fruit in it too. But I like the sauce that be inside of those cans though. That's the thing. But I just don't like the fruit that comes with it. It's all right. All right, man. Life is good. Don't be too excited about
Go
that.
ahead and come on over to this side too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My wife's got her boutique Gibson magazine. Let me show you my wife. My wife just made this on her machine. She's got a machine. Look at this, how creative this woman is, man. It's like it's in the Bible. Like she gets the fabrics and stuff like that. And let me show you that. She gets the fabrics and she kneads them together and sews the seams. And my son had one of his little things that broke the other day, and I left it on the desk. She puts all these little things together. This is something that she made for one of her clients or something. It's a nice little blanket, man, that she made. Isn't that something, man? Nice baby blanket. It's nice.
No, you can't have it.
Yeah.
I got enough for you. Alana can make you another one.
Yeah, she gotta make more.
Yeah, this is her. This is her doing.
Yeah, I watched it yesterday at the kitchen table. Was doing that.
That's
she cut
her.
all the slits herself.
That's her. No, I had to cut them because she's like, I like.
That's what you saying. That's her. That's her invention. That's her design. Man, listen here. Yeah, she made me this right here too, baby.
Yeah, she's been doing bracelets and the blanket.
My daughter made me this here. It says Kabaya on it.
Now I just heard them ask, well, how come she didn't do it?
She's my Shibaba.
No, you just heard them ask, how come she didn't put daddy on it?
Because she knows. She's not. She know I'm her Abba Dada. She know I'm her Abba Dada. Look at that. All right, man. And she know when she watched me when I came out of the room and I had this, so she said, she said, what you gonna do? You gonna go patrol? I said, yeah, I'm patrolling right now. But my kids know, I do it
That's
for.
even with the boys. They were like, they came right there and he was like, because I asked for the other stuff.
Oh, for the
And he was
helmets.
like, what is going on? I said, well, just walk down there.
Yeah, well, they know that it's part of my props for teaching. I'll do it. And when I do these things like this right here, they know, So they're not in fear. They know I'm about to teach the people something that has to do with these things here. It's just materialism, but they apply to the Bible that you can make sense for the people. To show them that God's not playing with people, even on that degree. That's why He controls the armies. He controls the police. He controls all that stuff like that. He gave them all this stuff. And then, they like to go out and do their own thing and try to do it. But that's not what God intended. That's not what he intended. And man knows that's not what God intended. It's funny that it came out. Yeah, it's like even this song here, Arrested Development. Yeah, see, they're back singing songs. So it's like, what is this frequency? Cut my hair. All right, people, it's 11:44. I got to go. Peace, love, and unity across my father's land.
You don't know.
Freaking the beat. I should have left that one on. I like that one.